Welcome back. Now, as Undoomed is busy snorting crack from the cleavage of Miss Undoomed, I have been asked by a third party to step in and provide a guest spot for this channel. My name is Omegon, and today we're going to be dealing with a young lady who believes men need feminism. Enjoy.
But just Lataj, will being a feminist make my dick disappear?
I would like to point out, it doesn't disappear. It is simply relocated, like resources. It is relocated from one man to another, who will find greater use for it.
No, I won't.
You shouldn't lie to your audience like this. Just accept male feminists do not have penises. I'm going to need a sandwich for this one. Oh, mocha. Nice.
So 2 years ago, actor Terry Crews wrote this book. Yeah, the big, muscular, dark-skinned black guy that white people genuinely smile around. And in that book, he claims to be a feminist.
Now I know what you're going to do. You're going to use Terry Crews as a feminist, as an example for men to be feminists. However, while I've not been able to read the book because it's too expensive, I did find an interview where he talked about the book, and he makes it quite clear. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to play what he says, since it would make a lot more sense. The interview itself is quite long. You can go and watch it if you want. I will link it below. I'm going to play two clips. The first is going to be the part where Terry Crews talks about feminism to him.
Why do you think it's important for you to be a feminist?
Wow, I think the big thing about feminism is that it scares men because, the big deal is that people are scared of being controlled. People are scared of, someone's over me. And, I want to be clear that feminism is not saying women are better than men. That's not what is going on.
This bothers me for a couple of reasons. First being the obvious that the actions speak louder than the words, and the definitions certainly. The second because of something you said a few moments earlier, and I'm now going to play that clip to give you all better context.
I just had to tell the story, and and it's my story. I don't tell. One big thing I learned is to not tell anybody else's story. Right. I can't speak for women. I can't speak for anybody else, any other man other than me and my take on what this is.
Now that you have some vague context, let's go back to just Latasha.
Unlike Kim Kardashian, who won't accept the term because she rejects labels and isn't a free the nipple type of girl.
Yeah, there's a bit of a double standard there, I get it.
She's a free the ass and free the pussy type of girl.
She's also a free the nipple kind of girl, as you can see in those pictures there. Not sure what to say, really. A bit of hypocrisy from someone who's famous for doing a porno. Hardly somebody you would consider a good role model. And by doing a porno, I mean someone who built their career off of that. Not people who actually do porn, because let's face it, everyone loves porn.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
This isn't hands up, don't shoot, You have not committed a crime because you spoke somewhat condescendingly towards Kim Kardashian.
But feminism isn't just about women's public display of sexuality or armpit hair or even earning that equal dollar.
Yes, we know. It's the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of social, political and economic blah blah blah. I'm not entirely sure how this helps women express their sexuality, but whatever, that's hardly relevant, since you live and I live in an equal society anyway, which is certainly proven repeatedly, continuously, by everyone online. There is no wage gap. So, snarky point aside, how does feminism help men?
Feminism releases the confines of masculinity too.
What?
Feminism releases the confines of masculinity too.
Feminism is called feminism because it is for women, hence femme. If it was for men, it would be called, and I believe Undoomed said this once before, masculinism. Or if you'd like to call it meninism, which is the most amazing movement to ever exist ever. Buy the shirts.
From boys to men, and no, I won't make love to you or get down on bended knee.
I never did ask. What do you do for a living again?
90s R&B!
Huh?
90s R&B!
Okay then.
Guys were taught to never to show emotion or cry.
As a man, I can agree to an extent. I was raised to hold back certain more delicate emotions so I could retain control and behave a certain way, yes. But I was never taught to hide it, bury it, deep within, never cry. No, I was taught to simply control myself.
And if they did, they were pussies or little bitches.
To other guys, yeah. And other girls, for that matter. That's surely then an entire societal problem. How does feminism fix this?
Ironically, terms that relate to being a woman.
Yeah, they're hardly the most constructive of pejoratives, but I'm sure given enough time we could think of something far better to call each other. Pussy just happens to be the one that first pops into our minds because it's all we ever think about: sex.
Because it's this toxic idea that a man is not a man if he shows any kind of sensitivity or softness.
In some areas of the world, yeah. It, of course, depends on the circumstance. It depends on the environment, the culture. But then are you going to tell me it's inherently wrong to hold back on certain emotions for the sake of expressing them because they're inappropriate to express? Within the United States, and certainly even my country, the United Kingdom itself, we have many, many cultures within itself. It's very, I don't want to say multicultural, I really don't, but it is. And because of that, certainly with your states, you have very different sociological environments. I don't see a problem with people choosing to express themselves or not. It's entirely up to the individual. And yes, society should accept that we have many differences, but it is not up to a group to force other people to be that way.
Being vulnerable, being weak, being a follower, being dependent.
You have yet to explain how feminism helps in any of this, and all that you just described are totally normal and everyone experiences them at some point. You don't need feminism to go through that.
He also can show signs of physical pain, like when he screams, "I eat those," when getting punched in the face.
Yeah, no. If you get hurt, you scream, yell, shout. Again, totally normal reactions. In some places, maybe people are taught that way, but it is not the wider consensus that when you get punched in the face, you go, delicious, knuckle sandwich, just the way I like it, fresh.
No one here is Rambo. That shit fucking hurts.
Maybe you should take a lesson from your male counterpart and learn to control your emotions. Just saying. Are you on your period?
I got some really bad news for you all. All of you are not hunters or pack leaders.
What on earth are you talking about? When I'm hungry, I hunt for food. In my nearest Tesco. I'm not even kidding, I hunt. I take a spear and everything. I fucking scare the shit out of the old people. Because there's nothing manlier than hunting for a chicken and bacon sandwich.
Your dick is not a compass and we've been going in circles for hours. Just ask for direction.
You do know Google Maps exists, right? If you're using a dick for a compass, I think you've got a very different problem. Obvious exaggeration aside, what is it that makes you think men are driven, certainly directionally, by their penis? And a follow-up question, why do you think men use their penises to get from A to B when they have maps? Their brain is not in their cock, you know.
And it doesn't stop at being vulnerable. It questions your toughness too.
Not really. I think if you are able to show that you are vulnerable, you can look to make yourself stronger.
Men's sexuality are put up on the chopping block when they don't sexually harass a woman.
If you're not being accepted by a group of people because you refuse to sexually harass someone, then chances are you're not hanging out with the right people.
There are many things that have made me uncomfortable in my life, and seeing a man forcibly try to sexually harass me is one of them.
I guess it's awkward when you don't pay them enough.
Like, if you're gonna call me a hoe, say it with your chest. Have some conviction.
Okay. You are a hoe. Ooh, the fifis must be so hurt right now. Hoe.
So now, when I curse you out, I don't have to feel like it's reverse bullying.
Ooh, this sounds like a good time to insert Undoom's "hey, moron" thing. But as I'm English, it doesn't sound quite right, so I'm going to go, "Gosh darn nincompoop." I say there, gosh darn... you know what, I'm going to go with Undoom's. Hang on.
Hey, moron! Fucking moron!
Okay, so reverse bullying, like reverse racism, is not a thing. Don't create terms just to suit your bullshit agenda. It is not a thing to be reverse bullied. Idiot. Or, as he said, moron, you know.
Or when men feel lesser for not having big, broad shoulders to cast shade over the feeble female, or the abs to provide the strength for shoulder hoisting on the way to genital thrashing.
Yeah, we get it. Humans come in all different shapes and sizes. You have yet, though, to tell us how masculinity can be helped, saved by feminism. All you've done is make assertions, and not backed a single one of them up.
Because that's what sex is, when genitals do this thing.
If you're two squids, perhaps.
Terry Crews states that men remain silent for a few reasons.
Well, he should be good then.
Men see themselves as more valuable.
Who the fuck is assigning value to a life? And then who is assigning value to one gender over the other? This Crews idiot is exactly that, an idiot. This does not explain masculinity at all.
This includes rape culture. Not caring when women get raped or feeling forced to feel like rape against men is a victory.
Rape culture in your country, not real. And nobody should think rape is okay, ever. I would very much like the definition of rape to be changed to include men being the victims of rape, but it has yet to be changed in your country or my own.
Or the sexual harassment of women, or feeling like women's issues just aren't their problem.
But that's what feminism is supposed to be for, to help raise these issues women face. Men would do the same thing, but when they do, they're considered terrorists. I would also like to point out, it is not the job of all of our society to tell every individual how many fucks they're supposed to give about another person's problems.
In any degree of the form, women are subsequent, subservient, and sexual.
Unless paid to be, or they choose to be, women are not considered sex objects by those who have any respect for human life.
Terry also states that men fear being controlled, or fearing that women will have more power.
I would like to now go on record then to say I fear no one being in charge as long as they have earned the right to be there. If they have the right experience and qualifications and end up holding the highest position they can get to, so be it. I couldn't care less what your gender is.
Guys, we bleed up to 6 days and don't die. We are more powerful.
If anything makes women more powerful than men, it is not the fact that up to 6 days a month they bleed.
For summer 16, I propose new rules for what makes a man a man.
Does this mean for summer 2016 I can propose new rules for what it means to be a woman?
Standing up for who you are and being you wholeheartedly all the time.
Be another dickhead with a microphone. Gotcha.
Standing up for women who are victims of misogyny.
I will stand up for anyone who is a victim of something that is unjust. That does not mean I am a feminist. It means I treat all equally, which is exactly how you should treat. The fact you focused on misogyny there tells me you don't even see for a second that men themselves can be victims.
Being so comfortable in your masculinity and what that specifically means for you that you aren't threatened by women wanting more power.
Not giving two fucks about what somebody else does with their life and how it turns out for them power-wise. Gotcha.
And crying.
What's wrong with crying? I don't see a problem with crying. We all cry. Something will hurt us to the point where we cry. It's natural. Yes, okay, some people are raised to not cry because they're told to bury their emotions. I'm English. I should know this. But crying happens to everyone eventually, and it is normal to cry.
Have you ever heard a song, a poem, or saw a piece of art that just moved your soul?
Yeah, I get like that after I listen to Soulfly and read comic books. I pick up my guitar, and then I start fiddling with Mjolnir.
Had Van eyes never seen Mufasa slip from that cliff straight on into a stampede, leaving behind a small cub?
Yeah. I've also watched your entire video now and noticed you have yet to actually tell me how feminism helps men with their masculinity.
These are the new rules. To make new men, to make a new you.
Well, I learnt nothing from that. Thank you, Just Latasha, for teaching me jack shit about masculinity and how feminism could help me. Just before we finish, I would like to take the opportunity now to thank Undoomed for allowing me the opportunity to provide a video for his channel. Chill myself a little, I guess. Cheerio.